How do I know if someone I've just met is likely to be successful in their lives in the future? Do I look at what kind of car they drive? No. Do I look at maybe what education they've got, what school they've been to, what university they attended, what degree they had? Definitely not. What I look for is what is their ability to evolve emotionally? What is their ability to self-improve, to look internally and look at their demons head on, learn from horrible experiences, and grow as human beings? How good are they at expressing their wants and needs? How good are they at conflict resolution? How good are they at having difficult conversations with people or reacting to people who trigger them without lashing out? These are the characteristics that I see in people. When people have a high emotional maturity and capability to self-improve, it means I know that they will be successful at life. Let's talk about that. It's my experience in the world that lots of people like to talk about self-development. Lots of people like to read good books, go to Anthony Robbins talks or other seminars. Anything that makes them feel good, makes them feel like they're going to make a change in their lives. They like to put up Facebook posts. They look to quote things on Instagram, things that make them look knowledgeable and wise. But actually, most people are not good, really, at changing who they are. The saying, a leopard never changes its spots, is a saying for a very good reason. Real personal change is a tricky thing to do. But if anyone is capable of real internal change, it doesn't matter if they live on the street and don't even have 2 cents to rub together. At some point, they're going to make it. At some point, they're going to get there because they are the masters of their reality. Reality doesn't happen to them. They happen to reality. But the only way you get there is by looking inwards. You don't get there by looking outwards. A lot of people think about controlling their reality as though they have to force the world to succumb to their wants and needs. But actually, it's really about looking inwards and growing as a person. I reckon quite a few of you have probably known wealthy people in your lives. More than one. Wealthy men, wealthy women, wealthy families. And it's very easy to spot wealthy people who are unhappy. It's very easy to spot wealthy people who they have lots of money, but their emotional lives are in tatters and they're not happy, they're depressed. You wouldn't call that person successful just because they have money. And I see this, someone who's got money and their family life is falling apart, their relationship with their partner is tumultuous, they have estranged kids, they have really poor business relationships with the people they work with. Their life is just chaos, but they happen to have money. This isn't a life that anyone should really aspire towards or hope to have. Okay, so where do therapists fall into all of this? Well, one thing that I've learned is that personal change is hard. Really looking inwards and really facing your demons is pretty tough work. And I really don't know anyone. I've never known anyone who's done it on their own. Whether they did it with a therapist or whether they did it through men's work groups or whether they just lucky to have an incredible group of friends. I don't know anyone who's managed that process all on their own. Going to see a therapist is not something you should think about as a thing you do when your life is falling apart, when everything's torn to pieces and you don't know how to keep moving forwards. That's how a lot of people, unfortunately, think about therapists. But to me, a therapist is a little bit like a personal trainer for my emotional development. And so, when things go on in my life, if I go to a bar or club and a woman is really mean to me, rather really rude to me, a therapist is going to ensure that I can learn from the experience. If that really hits me in a spot and I carry that with me, that pain, how do I learn and grow from that experience as opposed to close off and ensure that no personal growth happens as a result? I recently came out of an 11-year relationship and my life wasn't in pieces. My life didn't fall apart. I was sad. Of course I was sad. It's a big deal when you lose a partner over that much time. But most guys in my shoes, they wouldn't have gone to see a therapist. But to me, it's critical because I need to learn from that. I have an 11-year relationship that fell apart. Why? What do I need to learn? What can I gain from this? How do I walk away? How do I process all the emotions in a healthy way and walk away as a better person than I came in the start? We all know too many people, maybe ourselves, and certainly myself as a younger man, who come out of relationships more damaged, and they spend years being damaged human beings because they don't learn to deal with and process the stuff that happens in their day-to-day lives, whether it's a big relationship ending or just people in their lives treating them badly, and we just hold on to it and don't know what to do with it. Of course, you can be successful without seeing a therapist. That should go without saying. But I honestly believe that most of you watching should give it serious consideration. If genuine self-improvement is something you want to be involved with, you need to be thinking about a therapist. And I understand not everyone watching can afford one. Therapists, they're not cheap. But the amount of money that a lot of men on my channel spend on education, on other forms of self-development, I think a therapist should be really high up on the list. If I think about a lot of the men who have come to me for coaching and training, I'm not a cheap person to go and see. I think plenty of them would do better from seeing a therapist first before they come to me. Have you seen a therapist? Is that something that you do regularly? Have you experienced the benefit of seeing a therapist when your life isn't about to fall apart? So sort of maintenance therapy? If you've had that experience, talk about it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love other men watching to see the experiences of some of the other men who have really sort of used some of what I've talked about here. As always, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and check out some of my other videos. As always, take care, stay safe, and look forward to seeing you again soon.